What's up, boys? This is Contango coming at you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And today we are going to do Italy turn 6 in my game against Corporal Clegg and Piloto. I'm playing the Axis, they're playing the Allies. Let's do a bit of a flyover of the map so you can see kind of how things are going right now. Then we'll get right into it. A couple of big fleets right here. They're on the fleet markers up there. For the US and the UK. So we'll see where they're headed next turn. Germany last turn took what you might call London up here, so that's a big deal. We had a lot of mechanized infantry left over, a lot of tanks left over, so that was good. Probably shouldn't have, if the battle went average, I probably shouldn't have had any mechanized infantry left for sure. Probably should have eaten into my tanks a little bit, but we rolled pretty well in that battle. Bit of a face-off up here between the Russians and the Germans. And one down here between the Italians and the Russians. And Italy is encroaching on what you might call India down here. China has a lot of its territories, not on this side, but on this side, and a lot of infantry. That's, I think, 28 infantry there in that territory. Yeah, and Japan did not roll very well last turn, losing about 3 planes. Was hoping not to lose any, but lost 3, but that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are at right now. Also give you a quick view of the summary up here. We're on round 6. You can see the money on hand is pretty even. Some of that is temporary from Germany taking London. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with the purchases. Italy had 50 IPCs on hand. They're going to spend 49 buying 2 fighters, 2 artillery, 1 infantry, 3 mechanized infantry, and 1 tank. All right, so let me pause for a second and jump into my tripod. All right, so combat moves for the Italians. A little bit of tricky stuff going on here. Let's do this first. So the sub in C zone 83 is going to go 1-2 into 55 and be joined by the bomber coming out of F-13 off of the airbase. 1, 2, 3, 4 with 3 movement left. Attack that destroyer. Let's do up here first. This is simpler. So from R28, we're going to have 1 infantry go into R23. It's going to be joined by the fighter and the tactical bomber from A10, going 1, 2, so they'll have 2 movement left. In R29, 1 infantry from R28 is going to head in there, joined by 1 fighter from R28. It'll have 3 movement left. Down here. So going into C21, we have 2 infantry from UK26, an artillery from UK26, tank from UK26, and the mechanized infantry from UK25. Also, the fighter that's in PA13 is going to go 1, 2, 3. It'll have 1 movement left. And the fighter and the tactical bomber coming off of the aircraft carrier in 89 are going to go 1, 2. So they'll have 2 movement left. Okay. All right, so this transport is going to escape combat and come over here into 87 from 89. This other transport and cruiser are going to go into, what is this, 88, and pick up pick up the 2 infantry from UK 21, and then come right back and drop in UK 28. If anybody's wondering why I'm taking the cruiser, it's because then I can potentially retreat to 88 after the battle if necessary. Okay, also coming into UK 28 is this fighter from I-5. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 1 movement left, and we'll potentially have bombardment shots there as well. And, oh, one more thing. This, I guess I didn't need to bring the cruiser after all. This destroyer from 86 is going to go 1, 2, 3 into 89 and join that potential battle. All right, so I think that's it. Let me just pause for a minute and check. Okay, so I think we're good. The only thing is, I again did not ask Corporal Clegg if he wants to scramble. He now has 3 planes to scramble from UK 27, just because of the time difference. It'd mean I'd have to wait another day to finish my turn to ask him. So I did calculate this out. If he were to scramble all 3 planes against, there's five ships here that are attacking, and including the battleship and the aircraft carrier that can absorb 2 extra hits. And so that's a 99% battle. So I'm going to assume that Corporal Clegg does not want to scramble there. If you decide otherwise, Corporal Clegg, we can re-roll this after. So I'm going to go ahead with it, assuming that you're not going to scramble. So, okay, let's go ahead. We should do the amphibious assault first. So that is here in UK 28. And we'll have 1 battleship and 1 cruiser bombardment, along with the infantry and the 2 infantry and a fighter. So, okay, so we've got 2 unpaired infantry, we've got a fighter, and then we've got battleship and the cruiser bombardment. And we do manage to get a hit, actually 2. And then the defending artillery for the UK misses. All right, so this artillery is gone. Next, let's do this larger battle over here. So we've got, this is 5 infantry, 5 Chinese infantry, and 1 artillery, so 6 defenders. We've got 2 infantry, an artillery, a tank, a mechanized infantry, and 3 planes. So, all right, so this is going to be 2 unpaired infantry, the mechanized infantry, and the artillery. And we've got a tank, and we've got 2 fighters and a tactical bomber. Let me just count that out. Yeah, okay. 8 units. So, and that's a pretty good roll. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So we will go ahead. Just going to do this right now. Take off the 5 Chinese infantry. There's 1 Chinese artillery remaining. So then we need 6 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 hit. So that's pretty good for the Italians. So we need to lose 1 Italian infantry. Okay, now I need to decide what I'm going to do here. I might actually retreat. Yeah, so I think I'm going to retreat here and trust the Japanese to finish the job against that one artillery, although my Japanese rolling has been suspect. Yeah, so we're going to retreat from that battle and leave the artillery there. And we will not be taking the territory, obviously. All right, next, let's do R29. So we've got an infantry and a fighter versus an infantry. Okay, so infantry and a fighter. And we got 2 hits. And the defending infantry for the Russians misses. So that's good news. Sorry. So that Russian infantry is gone. And then in R23, we've got an infantry, fighter, and a tactical bomber against 1 Russian infantry. So infantry, fighter, and a tactical bomber. And we missed. Russian infantry also missed. Going again. Okay, we got 2 hits. And the Russian infantry misses. So we get to take that territory as well. And that's good. It's going to allow that tank to roll through there. And the last battle, I believe, is over here against the American destroyer. So we've got a sub and a bomber. Sub and a bomber against a destroyer. And we got a hit. The American destroyer misses. All right, so I'm going to lose that destroyer. And Italy is much happier with the dice than Japan was, I would say. Okay, I think that's all the combats. Let me just check. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Okay, actually, let me get rid of the red arrows. All right, non-combat moves. From R32, I'm going to take the infantry and the AA gun and come down to UK 25. The infantry from PA 13 is going to go to UK 24. The plane from fighter from UK 28 will land on the carrier. Also, the fighter from C21 will go 1-2. That's the one with 2 movement left. It will also land on the carrier. The remaining 2 planes from C21 will go into UK 26. You know, we never did the income. Let's quick do that. All right, so from the UK, we're going to be taking 3. So Italy up 3 to 42. UK down 3 to 21. What else have we got up here from the Russians? 2 more. That brings Italy to 44. Russia is over here, down to 50. All right, sorry about that. I would have done that earlier. So this fighter from R29 is going into R28. The 2 planes, a fighter and a tactical bomber from R23, are going into R28. This tank from PA11 is going to go through R23 into R28. From I-4, 2 mechanized infantry and 1 tank are going to go into R28. To clean this up a bit later. And then this 2 mechanized infantry and tank from I-1 are going into I-4. 1 infantry from I-1 is going into UK-21. Okay, down here, this remaining transport that wasn't involved in combat is going to pick up an infantry and an artillery from I-5 and head over here with the fleet. 89 and drop the infantry and the artillery into whatever this is, UK-26. Over here, from C-Zone 95, this destroyer is going into C-Zone 84. And the bomber from 55 has 3 movement left, is going to 1, 2, 3, and land in what you might call Hawaii. Or not Hawaii. All right, I think that's it for non-combat movements. Let me just check. Okay, so I think we're good on non-combat moves. So let's place our units. We have 2 fighters and an artillery being placed in I-5. In UK-23, we are going to put an infantry, an artillery, and mechanized infantry. Can you actually see all this? Yes, okay. And then in I-1, 2 mechanized infantry and 1 tank, as you might expect. Okay. So I have Italy at 44, and they still have their 2 national objectives. So each one of those is for +3. So they should be at 50 IPCs, I believe. Or they should be getting 50 IPCs this turn. And then they saved 1. So 50. They should have 51 in the bank, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's it. So let me call out the units, and we should be good to go. All right, so over in US 22, we have 1 bomber. C-Zone 55, we have 1 sub. C-Zone 84, we have a destroyer. In C-Zone 87, 1 transport. 88, 1 sub. 103, 1 sub. In 89, we have 2 transports, a destroyer, 2 cruisers, a battleship, an aircraft carrier, and 2 fighters. In UK-28, we have 2 infantry. UK-26, we have 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 mechanized infantry, 1 tank, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. In UK-25, we have an infantry and an AA gun. In UK-24, we have 1 infantry. UK-23, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 mechanized infantry. In I-4, we have 2 mechanized infantry and 1 tank. Let's go up here for a minute. In R-29, 1 infantry. R-23, 1 infantry. In R-28, we have 11 infantry, 4 artillery, 7 mechanized infantry, 4 tanks, 1 AA gun, 2 fighters, and 1 tactical bomber. Down here in PA 15, we have 1 infantry. In UK 21, 1 infantry. In I1, 2 AA guns, 2 mechanized infantry, and a tank. And in I5, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 2 fighters. I believe that's it. Yeah, so good turn for Italy. I was just looking at the graveyard over here, and there is 1 lone Italian infantry in the graveyard this time for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Allied units. So 1 for 9 is not bad. I will take that. So anyway, so I think we're good. Next up is Piloto with ANZAC and France. Not that France has many units left. I think all they have left is a couple of ships over here, and maybe 1 infantry down here. So mainly ANZAC. So Piloto's up next, followed by Germany in round 7. So anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and talk to you later.